Well, it looks like tonight we're gonna start off stream in the rain. And happy Tuesday. I hope that you're having a wonderful day, wonderful morning, or whatever time it may be for you. And genuinely, it is a good feeling to be back here on the Lotus SMP. Which is something that I've often kind of wondered if other YouTubers feel that way in reality when they're on a video and they're like, okay, it feels good to be back in Hermitcraft or whatever SMP that it is. But speaking as someone that has the wonderful opportunity to get to play with all of these awesome people here on Lotus and to see everything that we've made over the last 4 coming on 5 months or so now, it is a good feeling, genuinely, as a human being, to be back here on Lotus and to get a little bit of progress done here tonight. But as you may see, there has been much in the works here on our kingdom. We can see that we have a chicken just trolling the lands over here, and he might have to go if I'm being honest. But we have tons of shulker boxes that, for the most part, are not that organized. You know, not by block at least, and plenty of more do in terms of making this area right here look cleaner. The reason being for it is our storage house. Oh, there are more chickens here. I've been chickened again. Oh man, that was the one thing I actually didn't want, if I'm being honest. It's gonna be what it is, but being honest here, I definitely did not want my base to be chickens. It gives a particular aesthetic and vibe, in my personal opinion, as we walk upon Mount Bananamore. But as we continue into this area, and hopefully there aren't too many more chickens out here, you will see that I do definitely go for a more calm and serene sort of aspect to this kingdom that we have here. And so I'm definitely not trying to have too many chickens in this area. I'd much rather keep it tame. But it's definitely a good feeling, as I'm saying, to be back online, even just for a little bit before dinner time, in the wonderful kingdom of Lhasa. And tonight we are going to be doing some more path work, which may or may not be a surprise to you guys. We definitely do like our pathways in general in Minecraft, but also here on the Lotus SMP. And so we're going to be continuing the path, probably down over from Saturday's video, our most recent build here, past the Halloween district and making its way probably along this way. I'm thinking, or maybe something here. Yeah, maybe we'll start something right here, down over into the southern part of the map where Shaden and Draconis are residing. And so, of course, we're not going to get all the way there tonight, but we'll probably start off in this area right here. That's right next to the Halloween district, which we can take a look at in person as well. And I'm definitely a fan of how it came out, but look how much pathways we've actually already done. It might take half the stream if we were to just walk the way that we are the entire way. And I like that. You can actually see that all of this pathwork design leading down to the Halloween district is completely my own, with no help from anyone on the server. As you can see, I always try to do the best that I can when it comes to adding detail and texture, and I'm very happy with how it came out. And we'll continue on. Actually, why don't we take a look real quick before we fly out and actually get to doing a little bit of work tonight, instead of just umming and ahhing at our beautiful kingdom here, is to take a look at our other bridge that we made here, which we ended up making on stream. One of our most recent streams, too. And I had a total blast doing it with you guys. And then I finished it up off camera, and it wasn't my favorite bridge at the time, but now that I have it in the world, and especially as we can take to our wings on the Elytra, it really definitely fills in this area. It looks like maybe Cobb is been even doing work over there. I was like, I don't think he's expanded, but I definitely like this area is coming together, I would say. And we are definitely very close to Cobb's base, as we can see right here, but I'm not gonna show anything off because I haven't been on in a bit, and so I don't want to spoil if he's been doing anything. But here we arrive at the Halloween district at Shram's house right here. Just on a pit stop. I've actually been doing a decent amount of building, I think, this fall, although it just hasn't been at our starter area. And we have a nice little tavern right here with Luma as the tavern hostess, I guess. And we have Drift just hanging out, and I'm calling it a tavern, but I know it doesn't totally give that vibe of a tavern. And we have Lotus Motel and Luma's Incredible Forest over here. And man, I do really think that she cooked when it came to the trees that we have in this area, and it's so immersive. We have the certifiably spooky Halloween forest, of course. And you can just hear with the shriekers going off. It's very immersive as we come through this area. And especially at night, it's a whole different vibe by itself. And the jack-o'-lanterns do light up the area enough as we lead to our nether portal over here. And so it's sufficient to have a feeling of safety, but definitely is very spooky at the same time. And we have an apple bobbing game too here, which was made by Pineapple. And it's very fun. Many members of Lotus ended up getting quite addicted to this game, as you can see by the scoreboard. And okay, I thought for a second, I think I might actually have the lowest score here on the server with only 5 points, which that's definitely very funny to me. But actually, I do also just want to make sure real quick. I'm going to turn down the volume on the music just a little bit, because it's been a minute since we've been live streaming here. And so we can press the button right here, and we're dipped into the apple barrel, I guess. Let's see, yeah, it's like a barrel, right? And then you can go bobbing for apples, and it's a total blast, I must say. But of course, we can continue along over to here too, and you'll see that we happen to have the Lotus Hotel, which is our most recent build in this area, and I must say I'm quite happy with how it ended up coming out. It's decorated to a T, in my personal opinion, and the gradients that I used and these blocks are just blocks that I've never used before. And I had a really fun time, especially with some green glazed terracotta, as you can see right here, which is a block that I've never used before in this game. And we have our bodyguard, Mafert, and myself right over here, and multiple different floors, all decorated as much as you can, with tons of members of Lotus just hanging out. And I'm very happy with it, but I'm not going to show you all the floors because that's going to be coming on Saturday. And once again, I'm just very happy with how this entire build came out and the flower fields that we have in the distance. And it really is a pretty sight. Of course, I'm not too good with that elytra here, but we'll continue along in this direction, away from the beautiful Lotus Hotel. And I think that somewhere right over here, I think that we'll go probably the long way around. Yeah. Right on the coastline and in this direction. Oh, you can see the pumpkin right here too. Okay, that's... Oh, in the hotel? Okay. Well, this is definitely going to be the perfect little place for us. And so we can start felling, hit our replay mod cinematic. Oh, this is a very cool area, actually. It's kind of a little ridge line that overlays in between the Halloween area and the hotel. Very appealing. So I think that we're making the right choice here, but in order to get some pathways going, of course, we're going to have to fell some trees, which is something that I never really think about when it comes to actually making the path. You're usually just like, okay, I'm going to start taking out my shovel and picking up and putting down blocks and whatnot, but nope, You have to start with a little bit of tree felling just to get a little bit more of an idea what you want this place to look like. And we won't go all the way down. I think I'm going to make it easy for myself just so that I can chill out on this Tuesday night. It's definitely been a work day. And take it easy and hang out with you guys and definitely have a product at the end of this that is at least something. Something I can look back at and be like, okay, we're starting to get the ball rolling here. But I must say, I really do enjoy just the process of path building too. Not only is it so tangible, it's so in your face, and it's cathartic. You can definitely zone out while you're doing it at the same time. But then, regardless of even just having spent a little bit of time on it, as opposed to material collecting or whatever it be, if you have a little bit of time that you just want to be creative, but don't want to indenture yourself with too much, I think that those are and you definitely want to do play Minecraft. I think that those are good times to do path building. Then you kind of look back at it after a while and you're like, oh wow, I hadn't even really thought about how far I'd come in this regard. So I definitely enjoy that process, and I think that we'll probably call this the area right here. Of course, we have one of these big oak trees that... Actually, why don't we keep up for the moment? I don't think we're going to have to do anything with it. And take out our shovel, which is not looking too hot. And it doesn't even have efficiency on it. So I say... Actually, why don't we just make some sticks real quick? And make ourselves another shovel, because this guy is definitely not going to be lasting too much longer, I think. Especially when it comes to doing some path building over here, and it looks like Banana's online as well. Not sure if he's tuning into stream. Hey! We were able to take a nice look at Mount Bananamore before this, and I really do think that actually only this layer right here, and Mount Bananamore is something that you'll be seeing. I think in Saturday's video, but if not, it is. If you go to my base area, it is very easy to find. Man, the more I actually start to work on this area too, I'm very excited about it, because I play with my render distance very, very low. I think it's at 10 right now. At 11 right now. And so, as a result, I'm like, I don't know, I have a different perspective on depth, I think, when it comes to Minecraft. And if I can see both ends of our builds coming from this direction right here, with only 11 for my render distance, I think it's going to be really cool if we just up it a little bit too. I think we might try to make this look a little bit prettier, but kind of call it there too. Actually, I think I think that maybe just for the aesthetic right here. Even though I did that. I think that we're gonna come in and maybe, yeah, just shave off even more of this path and give us something nice to work with. And look at that. Just out of nowhere, we got both Banana and Pug hanging out. I feel like I'm so bad at remembering to chat people. Which, speaking of YouTube chat too, on stream, I am definitely notorious for not being the best at responding to comments. And if you've hung out in any of our streams before, you would definitely know that. Actually, I was talking with Draconis maybe a week or two ago now, which is kind of funny actually, because I think that he was a little bit apprehensive, but also wanting to do a little bit of live streaming, which is something that I never thought I would take so much enjoyment out of, if I'm being honest. I'm definitely an introvert at heart, and definitely as well need some recharge time. which is funny because I work such a social job. I mean, I'm talking all day, and it's very much a people-oriented job, right? Being a teacher, you're always working with kids or other teammates in order to deliver the best education to those kids. So definitely a very social job, and I'm probably more extroverted than I give myself credit for, but I definitely do draw strict social boundaries at the same time. Yeah. Okay. Look at that. Just clearing it out a little bit like that makes all the difference here. And once again, you can just do it so mindlessly as well. But yeah, I didn't think that I was going to enjoy streaming as much as I do. And I think that Draconis has really been enjoying doing it too. Actually, let's make a new replay mod recording for this part. As we get into it, just make things a little bit easier for myself in post. And yeah, for definitely the first couple of times I streamed, I mean, and it's not like it, maybe, I don't know, maybe even tonight's stream marks a little bit of a changing point, just in growth and comfortability as a streamer. But I was talking with Draconis, and he wanted to stream, which is funny, it's only been like a week or two, and I think he's actually streamed 2 times as well in that period. So I think that he definitely enjoyed that feeling that you get from being able to kind of connect live time with the people that, you know, want to connect with you and support you, that sort of thing. I'm keeping this very diagonal, I can tell. And so I was giving him some tips, and I was like, well, I kind of just treat it like a long play, like recording. I think that I kind of just let the ideas that I want to talk about come to mind. And actually, there's something I can share about that, which is an interesting thing if you're wondering about how to fill conversation in general, kind of like tactically, if not. But, you know, I told him, I was like, well, you're going to be very nervous on stream, at least for the first 5 minutes, and then you kind of cool off. And the jitters kind of, they roll off, and then you can find yourself in the process. And the longest stream that I've ever done has been with Pug, maybe a month or 2 ago, where I went 2.5 hours long. And don't get me wrong, man, I can't figure out the path. I'm just making it wider and wider. That's so funny. Okay, let us keep it maybe a little bit more simple here. Not only will we get a little bit more progress, and it does not have to be as big as I just made it. So we're gonna change that. I think, yeah. Okay, I went too deep. Man, look at that. We're already starting to. Yeah, those are all the materials that we're gonna be using tonight. But I just treat it like a long play. And talk, and things come to mind, and I think that you get into the flow and the groove of it, and you definitely get more comfortable with doing it over time as well. And with that comfortability, I think comes even greater enjoyment. But in particular, I think that a hallmark marker of tonight's stream in particular could be the fact that, like, I wasn't nervous at all before hitting record. Like, sometimes I feel like it'll take me a minute or even a couple of minutes just to be like perfect, like feel just as good and comfortable, and then like pull the trigger on hitting live and then taking it from there. And I've talked about that, like with the analogy of being like a dog, like when they're like settling into their bed, like they have to make sure everything is perfect before they sit down. Like that's always been how it's been for me when I live stream. Man, I just instantly got into texturing the path. Let me just fix this area. Okay, I got it. It's too thick. I can't work with that. Good, there's grass right here, so the area will actually fill in pretty easily, but okay, that's a much better feeling. But anyway, yeah, you know, just kind of treating it like if you were to do a Minecraft long play with commentary. And that's how I do it, and I think that treating it in that respect is also a good way of attacking it. And then what I told him was that as people end up leaving comments, and I think he was much better at responding to comments than I was. That's also going to give you things to talk about as well. So don't worry too much about running out of things to say. But it goes upon a psychological trick that I was about to share when it comes down to making conversation with people. And yeah, I'll probably call this for the distance. You always want to go farther when you're building a path, in my personal opinion. Actually, we'll shave a couple more blocks out of here too, so that we can make that mosaic pattern. But there's 3 main ways that you can actually think about and have forethought about, which will help you become a better communicator, especially with small talk in particular, and doing things like live streams. And that is that usually you always start with cobblestone. Let's make some slabs, actually. Usually when you're making conversation, you're either talking about the other person as a person, or you're talking about something in general, just in life, or you're pointing out something in the environment. And then if you consider those are 3 different ways of that people usually conversate, and then you can be attentive to that, I think that can be really beneficial when it comes to making conversation with people. And what I mean by that in particular is that, say, I don't know, you meet a stranger, that maybe it's like a work event, or maybe you're just out and about, and it's one of those situations where even if you're not as inclined to usually make conversation with this person, you're kind of in a situation where you need to. Well, if there's something, you can always lean into asking questions about the person, right? And the more engaged that you are with that, usually the more beneficial the conversation. Like, genuinely take an interest in the other, the other person. And that will make a world of a difference, I think, and pay large dividends in the idea of you smile at the world and it smiles back. And treat people how you want to be treated, right? Like the golden rule. And so, just asking someone about themselves in particular can be a really helpful thing. But everyone knows, if you're talking to a person, you should probably ask them about themselves. Well, then, talk about something that's going on, whether it be if you already know each other, even lightly, if you guys have a common interest, or if there's something exciting on the event horizon, or within social media, or anything like that. Well, talk about it. Or, you don't always feel like you need to ask the question first. Sometimes you can just make conversation, and this is what a lot of what happens for me at least, on live stream. Just talk about something that's going on in the world, or that impacted you. I know that before stream I was impacted by an unfortunate mail situation, and then other people are able to relate to you, and just talk about, okay, well, oh man, like I remember that I had a similar mail issue a couple months back, or that's a bummer, be able to commiserate with you and that sort of thing. And it doesn't have to be a negative thing whatsoever. Like, hey, did you catch, whatever it is, or, that's whatever was going on in a big social event, or the third one, which I think kind of intertwines into the second one, but I think is kind of the secret, what is it, the golden key or whatever, to being able to, just be able to communicate with people with much more ease, by intentionality, in my personal opinion. And that is to point out something in the environment. There's so many stimuli that you can talk about with someone. It doesn't matter where you're at, whether it be on the bus or in the park or at a certain public place, or wherever you may be out in nature. Especially, right? There's so much that you can talk about and make a connection to, and ask if the other person has a connection to whatever that stimulus is. You're at the coffee shop, and you're stuck in, not stuck, but you happen to be in line next to a person that you make conversation with and that sort of thing, where you're like, oh, wow, have you ever tried these pastries? And, what do you think about the vibe of this place? Or I love this atmosphere. And, once again, you don't always have to ask the question. Say it's about coffee. I don't even drink coffee, so for me that's obscure, but for other people it could be really easy to talk about. Be like, oh, that mocha or whatever. I don't know the coffee lingo. That mocha looks so good, but I've never tried it. Have you? Maybe you start talking about that, and then it ends up divulging into something about like, oh, have you ever tried making coffee with those kind of cool swirly designs? Or have you ever been inspired to make something, kind of exquisite and really one up your coffee? Or what's your favorite coffee place around town? Do you have any secrets on how to make good coffee? The conversation can flow really quickly, and then once one conversation topic stops, then you move on to the next one. Actually ask them about themselves, right? You already started talking about coffee, and it's like, oh wow, like do you do coffee with your breakfast, or you kind of just have it while you go through the workday and that sort of thing. Talk about that, and like, well, what do you usually do for breakfast? Are you more of a dinner person, or how do you feel about eating out? It's like, oh, okay, well, that's how you feel about eating out. Well, what else do you like to do? I like to do such and such. Oh, did you hear about such and such going on in the world? And I think that kind of being able to play with all of those is a great way to not only be a little bit more comfortable as a communicator, but also to have more genuine, intentional, thoughtful, and deep conversations with people. But at the end of the day, I think that people can read your energy as well. So you do also have to want to lean into it, or know when it's time to bring that energy, even if you are more of a introvert at heart, which is definitely myself, as I was saying earlier. And so a long ramble to explain, I enjoy live streaming. And it's totally a blast to be able to just vent and talk with you guys and connect. And I'm so lucky to have now over 100 people. Of course, it starts to rain in our Discord, which is by no means it's astounding. I don't know what else to say for it. So many of you guys that I get to just hang out and chit chat. We pretty much talk every single day and hear builds and videos and ideas and lore and sneak peeks and all the different things. And so I do definitely feel so connected to something, and I think live stream has made me feel that connection more, and I'm definitely gonna have to check in with Draconis at some point. Oh, do we do it? No, we don't. Okay. I almost forgot our mossy bricks here. Which is something that I was almost frustrated about before stream. I was like, oh man, I want to make the normal stone path that I always make, but I'm not going to be able to do it. I don't have these mossy blocks on me. And as you can see, actually, one thing about, doing path building like this too is, especially with slabs, it's not as expensive as you might think, although this actually happens to be all of the stone that I have to my name. Which you wouldn't think it would be the case after all of the progress we've made over the last 5 months or so. Yeah, what up, everybody? Anyway, that ramble that you guys just sat through was a ramble to explain how I live stream, because Draconis was live streaming for the first time like a week or two ago. And I was chatting with him. We were just hanging out, and I was showing him the new Lotus Hotel. And he was just asking for tips about how to enjoy live streaming, or just how to do it and feel confident while doing it, I would say. And That was my long-winded answer as to how I live stream, which is to take a long play commentary and to, as a result, never look at stream, and I'm so bad at it. Look at that, y'all. It's a little bit of progress over here. Little bit by little bit, we'll make our way over here. Maybe we can do some collaboration projects actually with everyone on Lotus to, I don't know, that'd be cool actually to make some bridge work over in this area, and maybe even to connect our Halloween district. I definitely want to swing back around this area too, make my way up to Spidey's, and definitely into this big part of the map right here, and into Cobb's base as well. So definitely squids too. We have this really cool voodoo doll that was made right there as well, and man, it all is looking very, very cool, I must say. But we can hit stop recording over here and take a quick look. The Lotus Hotel, which is Saturday's video, y'all. I'm very excited for you guys to take a look at it. And man, it was funny. It was actually, when I logged onto Minecraft today, it was raining. So here we are once again. Yeah, I am well, I'm not really connecting anything to my base. Everything actually is connected to my base. Except I don't like this path that much, but it's okay. So long. So long. I like the path that we have here. I gotta say, we got tuff and some cobblestone, some mossy or some stone bricks right here. Pretty bare bones, but my first time using tuff definitely. There's some pathway designs, and yeah, just a chill stream. I feel like some of my favorite streams are just doing some path building, getting to hang out a little bit, decompress. But yeah, we got the Lotus Hotel with plenty of the Lotus members here. Mafert as a bodyguard with his sword, and of course I gotta change the song once again because I'm competing with another voice than mine, but this might be one of my favorite songs that we got on the playlist too. We got Draconis and Pug hanging out over here. On the 3rd floor, we got nobody. I forgot about that. I think there's 5 floors. Oh, we got Banana Boy. Yeah, we got Banana hanging out right here, watching some Real Housewives, as the lore will go in the video after showing Draconis this hotel for the first time. We've got the most handsome man in the world right here, and a custom little fireplace design that, I don't know, I kind of just went with off the whim. It's cool. We got some crimson trapdoors right here, and some pots as the back of like the chimney, as you can see up there, and some campfires, some spruce fences, and it definitely looks good in my personal opinion. We can continue on up, I think, to the penthouse, to the top floor, making this a pretty incredible build, I think, in the interior, and totally not a flex on Cobb for I don't know if Cobb has made the interior of his hotel, but or of his build himself, so I'm flexing on him. I'm flexing on him. But I think that we're gonna do some building in this area very soon as well, which is something that I'm definitely excited for. And look at that, someone's already B-dubs me on sleeping for the night. Man, I try to be one of the first people to do that. Of course, I can never figure out the elytra. Damn. We have some incredible looking fields of flowers right here with the rainbow coming up on the side, and man, I think all of my favorite builds are on Lotus. And I kind of treat building, look how good it looks. Come on. Oh, so happy with it. Yeah, I'm so happy with everything that's coming out. We got our pathway design right here. Any of y'all Lotus members more than welcome to continue on as we make our way over to Draconis' area along here. But it pulls up right on through. Oh, this is gonna look so good. I can't wait. Yeah. And we get some bridges over here, hopefully, as we're making our way more into the Halloween district. Actually, looks like someone made one. Someone made a pathway. Design right here. That's fun. Like little stepping stones. Right next to the Halloween area. Yeah. It's so fun. I'm so bad at parkour. That is a total blast, right? It actually is very aesthetic for the area. Oh, look at that. Yeah, someone expanded the path right here. Boop. On our beautiful pathway that we're not even gonna roll through. We got to extend it. Good thing I'm not a member of the Organization of Aesthetic Terraforming. Maybe do some community work over there. And probably make a build in this area at some point in time. Which is something that I'm definitely looking forward to doing. The path continues. Get lost in it. Continues along this way next to the bridge that we made on stream. Probably just about a month or so ago. And into the wonderful kingdom of Lhasa. It's so beautiful. I know I might not be I'm definitely in the running, I think, for some of the most like fully completed immersive bases here on Lotus. I might say Draconis might have... no, Draconis has me beaten. For sure, but... Man, I love it here. We're definitely going to have to do some more organization over here. And Cobb, you were right. I need a storage building, but... Actually, since you guys are hanging out, I will show you... Actually, what our next build is going to be. Which I think is very cool looking. Let's fly away so that we can take a look at it. Maybe hang out over by the graveyard real quick. I'm very happy about this. It's a bakery. Which actually may end up being my storage area underground. I might have to take a note from Cobb on that one. But man, yeah, you can kind of tell that, I mean, maybe not, that it totally fits into everything else that we have right here, and a very unique roof design. Took me some trial and error, but I don't know, it's unique, and I'm going to keep it this way. We have some glass panes in the middle, and it looks really good. I think, I don't know, it might actually be, could actually be the tallest build. Definitely one of the biggest builds that we have here in the Kingdom of Lhasa, and definitely plenty of space up top to do things too, so I do not know if we're anywhere near done with building in this area yet. But as you can see, it's going to fit in with the pathway pretty perfectly. We have Luma's base just right here, and we can continue to roll on up. You can imagine that the final product is going to fit in just right there, right? And it's really going to fill in the area. I am quite excited about it, I must say. So, anyway, that is what is on the horizon for this guy. I am going to go and eat some dinner, get back to the work grinds, and I might see you guys on Friday night. Maybe we'll do some more path building, or who knows, but it's been a good time getting to hang out with you all. Thanks for spending a little bit of time with me tonight, and I will chat with you all very, very soon.